Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea, where we discuss the latest celebrity tea in the news. And we do it live every weekday starting at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at auntiederek.com. I'm your host, Auntie Derek, and today is Monday, August 10th. Happy Monday, everyone. So let me introduce my fabulous co-host. So with me on the mic, we're going to start with my gorgeous moon. Good morning, gorgeous.
Good morning.
With your gorgeous self. Next, we have my icy chili. Hello, boo.
Hey there.
Hey there, my love. And next we have the incomparable Libra Queen. Hey, cutie pie.
Hey y'all. Hey,
Yes.
baby.
Okay. And yes, just like she said, shout out to the amazing BB who's able to join us as well. And also, shout out to the listeners holding it down in the chat. Hey, BB.
Hey y'all, hey Quinn. Mwah, good to be back.
Oh, you know it's always a good time when you hear boo.
Yes, yes.
And again, shout out to the listeners holding it down in the chat. Well, y'all, I think we got us some good old tea to sip for us start the week off with. So let's go ahead and jump right in.
Teacher.
Yes. Unfortunately, y'all, it is some Tootsie Roll news that we have to start off with. Shout out to Chili for bringing this story to my attention. I was like, oop. So you all should see I've just shared here by way of this Radar Online exclusive. It says Sean Diddy Combs judge rejects rapper's assault defense argument as male accuser's gender violence claim moves forward. So isn't that the Gagga? He said he this is not gender motivated violence because he's a dude, so you can't rape another dude. That's pretty much what I'm hearing that his legal team tried to argue, and I thought that was freaking wild. But this starts. Sean Diddy Combs has suffered a legal setback in a lawsuit brought by a male accuser after a New York judge rejected an argument that the pair, being the same gender, undermined the alleged victim's gender violence claim. Radar Online can reveal. In a bombshell six-page ruling obtained by Radar, Manhattan Supreme Court Justice Arlene Bluth refused to dismiss the claim brought against Combs under New York City's Gender Motivated Violence Protection Act. The anonymous plaintiff accused Combs of drugging and sexually assaulting him during an alleged February 2020 encounter at a Manhattan hotel. According to the lawsuit, the man previously worked for Combs, running errands while the music mogul served as CEO of Bad Boy Records. The plaintiff claimed the two met at the hotel to discuss outstanding payments allegedly owed to him before the purported assault took place. Combs and several Bad Boy corporate entities moved to dismiss multiple claims in the lawsuit, including the plaintiff's gender motivated violence cause of action. Attorneys for the defendants argued, among other things, that the plaintiff had failed to sufficiently allege the gender based animus required under the law, but the judge rejected the argument as it applied to Combs personally. Bluth pointed to an earlier appellate ruling finding allegations of rape and sexual assault sufficient to plead gender based animus before taking aim at the defense's same gender argument. Bluth wrote that the defendant's contention that Combs and his accuser being the same gender somehow made a difference was not supported by any case law. She further declined to carve out an exception suggesting that alleged same-sex rape could not establish the necessary animus. The judge added, there are many conceivable theories under which the violent act of rape perpetrated against someone of the same gender could satisfy animus towards that gender. However, Bluth dismissed the gender motivated violence claim against the corporate defendants, finding a 2022 amendment expanding liability to parties who allegedly enable or participate in such violence could not be retroactively applied to the alleged 2020 incident. The court also dismissed sexual assault and battery claims against the corporate defendants, while those claims remain against Combs. An intentional infliction of emotional distress claim was dismissed after the plaintiff did not oppose that portion of the defendant's motion. But the judge refused to throw out the negligence and negligent hiring claims. Combs' side argued the alleged encounter occurred at a third party hotel and lacked a sufficient connection to the corporate defendants. Bluth disagreed, pointing to allegations that the meeting concerned missing job payments and that business was discussed before the alleged assault. Bluth ruled discovery was necessary to explore the exact role of each corporate defendant, stressing that the plaintiff was not required to prove his entire case at the pleading stage. The case will now move forward with the defendant's order to answer the complaint and a tentative discovery conference scheduled for September 16. Mm-mm. Oh my God, we have a comment in the chat saying he be putting that Tootsie Roll to work. The butterfly, that's let me see that Tootsie Roll. Okay, no, we don't want to see that Tootsie Roll. That's why you're in this position in the first place. You think everybody want to see and suck and fuck on that little bit ass Tootsie Roll. Well, that is that on that, hun the nerve, honey, and but do you know it's, like, a lot of people who actually think like that, who, "Oh, no, that's another man, so, whatever we did," and remember with Jonathan Hayes lawsuit, remember they tried to do the same argument, well, because they didn't essentially deny something happened, they just said, "Oh, well, we put him under a corporate arrest," or, something, whatever they said, but they didn't say, "No, we didn't sexually assault John," or, "No, I didn't try to put my Tootsie Roll in his mouth." He didn't say no, but girl, mm, girl. And you know what? Wendy Williams said a long time ago, baby, just wait until the men start speaking. And she said it. So we have a comment saying, look like Auntie has competition. Oh no, baby, he could never. See, the difference between Diddy and I is consent. Like Santana said, niggas wanna fuck me, honey. They ain't trying to do nothing with him. So well, that's that on that. And what we got next, honey? Jay-Z. So allegedly, Jay Z's new album is actually done, according to Ray Daniel. And you all should see, I have just shared here by way of Hot New Hip Hop. Let me get the article here. And it says Jay Z album is done, but there's a catch. Oh, we have a comment saying he makes music. He does. He does make music. Well, Ray Daniel, and remember, I think the last time we talked about Ray Daniel was when he got into a real, what I think was unnecessary discussion about Flipper T and that content creator. But what we know of Ray Daniel, he is plugged in. So let's look at this clip about him, or this clip with him talking about Jay Z's newest album, and see what he has to say about it, and why we may not hear it. So let me share my screen, and here we go.
Learn from Hove. Hove is not going to put himself out there to be laughed at. It's just, I'm not doing 60,000, y'all. By the way, tell you something that I heard about on the Jay-Z tip, just a little quick update. His album is done.
Okay.
It's completely done. It's just, we might get it if somebody partners with him. If nobody partners with him, it's not coming.
Wow.
Hey, he is not playing about it. You cannot play about your brand.
You said this like a month ago.
Yeah, you can't. Somebody called and confirmed it from me, so I was like, okay, I just want to reveal it on the team.
He's not gonna have.
You heard it here first.
Heard it here first. Let's go.
Does first week sales at this point even matter?
I don't think so, bro.
It only matters to the industry and the people that want to laugh at you. If the industry matters, that's the only time. It's nothing.
Because back in the day, if you didn't sell a certain amount, you was dropped immediately.
Nigga, you was they answer your phone.
Hell no. If you didn't do 100,000, you was
done.
That was
You're
the
done.
magic number.
That was the major number.
You had to be big. It was either you bigger than 100,000 first week or you smaller. It was two ways of measuring.
Yep, that was it. That was it.
Well, so there you have it. So the album is done, but we may not hear it if he doesn't get another partnership. And we know based off of how fans reacted the last time, you better not partner with no damn Target for the exclusive release of this album. But yeah, that's that on that. So if he gets the partnership, then we will hear the latest album. Oh, go ahead, BB.
For him being who he is, I understand that you don't want to be quote unquote embarrassed, but nobody's selling like that these days. Like, who's dropping those numbers? But besides people that are commercially, they're backed by powerhouses. I wouldn't give a damn if my goal is to put out music. Hell, at this point, I made a joke. He makes music, but you're Jay Z, so either your long term fans gonna fuck with it or they not. Like, who cares about numbers? I don't understand the obsession. I thought that was a fan only thing. Like, fans get crazy over that. I wouldn't think that he would. Like, I mean, at this point, you want a partner? Slap Beyonce on all the tracks. People about it.
No, and they really would. But maybe look, I think maybe our girl tired, honey. She's like, look, this around my birthday, I ain't got time for you. And
The hello, I'm with her. So take your rest, girl. But I mean, he really want to talk about numbers. Do a duo album with your wife, and well, I don't know. Did they did that already? What was that? Everything is love. No,
The Carters.
the Carters. Okay. Well, maybe I'm wrong. I'll
Ooh!
hush.
Well, look, I feel no ways tired, or I don't have any negative or positive feelings about this. I mean, look, if he just for the fans, I'm sure the fans want to hear it, especially when the last album they had of him was 444. So, and then I think the Reasonable Doubt 30th anniversary is coming up shortly. So yeah, uh, that's that on there. I'll be watching to see if he partners with anybody because it seems like that's the only way we're gonna hear the new music if there's a partnership. Mm-mm. Well, that's that on that. Usher said stop playing on his name and stop playing with him. He's like can't a clone do what I do, bitch. Um, and you all should see I've just shared here by way of TMZ. And you should see where it says Usher addresses clone allegations after online speculation and denies rumors. So Usher is laughing off an internet conspiracy theory claiming a body double or clone performed for him during his show over the weekend. The singer addressed the bizarre speculation directly on social media after fans began questioning whether the man on stage for night one of Usher and Chris Brown's show at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey was actually Usher, taking the comments section to say, "Y'all are funny. Clone? They can't clone this." Usher added, "How y'all come up with this? AI ain't that advanced." The comment came after footage from the performance circulated online from Friday night's show, with some viewers apparently convinced something looked different about the longtime R&B superstar, from his facial features to his overall body language. Usher clearly isn't buying the theory, and seemed to have fun with the speculation rather than taking it too seriously. The singer, who has spent decades performing around the world, has remained a major presence on stage. The clone chatter comes as Usher has faced a separate wave of attention over a recent awkward onstage encounter with a female fan. Video circulating online appeared to show the woman looking like she would rather be anywhere else than on stage with Usher, prompting a flurry of reactions on social media. I'm gonna just stop right there because I don't care shit about that girl, but or her pretty privilege. But yeah, so when I saw what people were talking about, we can let me go ahead and share my screen so we can see the clip together. I can understand why people because it does look like Usher has gotten older, like it looks like he's aging, but no, it
I think
absolutely
it's the way he cut his facial hair.
yeah, the way he cut his facial hair. But baby, what told me it was Usher right off the bat was all that damn sweat. Usher sweat so much, honey, that I'm sure they need about 3, 4 mops after each show, honey. But let's see. I think it might write me to or route me to the TikTok page. Hopefully it won't. Okay. Okay, now that I've seen it up close, it does look like he may have, like, some new teeth, possibly, but no, that's definitely Usher D. Raymond, honey. I know him anywhere. Can't nobody pop, lock, and drop it like that even if they tried. Mm-mm.
While they mic is on.
While the mic is on, okay? Stop playing on him. A clone could never.
My
So,
thing
I don't know why
is,
he would get new teeth. He's always had nice teeth. I think
yeah.
well,
it's the
child,
way
when
he cut.
when you age, sometimes them nice teeth don't be so nice up underneath. Okay.
Jesus, you know what? Um,
But my thing is,
mm,
didn't we learn about talking about people appearances with Chadwick
no,
Boseman?
no, no, no. They
We
have
didn't.
not.
We didn't
They
learn
talking about
anything.
Ariana and Kate Beckinsale. Child, they have not learned at
Like,
all.
and people age. Like, hell, we get tired of going to our jobs every day doing the same damn thing. This man, and I'm not even an Usher fan like that, but he's performing night after night. That is tired. I can only imagine the wear and tear of the hell child right now. If I try to pop, lock, and drop anything, my knees would be through the floor. And
I'm sure
people want to
he's
act like they can
losing.
do this on their normal days. Like, please sit down somewhere. And they ugly. Moving on.
Hmm. Yeah. I don't know. People are weird. People are weird these days. I don't know what's going on. Why they would think all of a sudden they would have like a body double. Why would all of a sudden he have a body double to come in? That's weird.
Now, if he
God bless
did
his
have a body
children.
double, it's his son Naveed, honey. Because Naveed, when I tell you Usher spit that boy out, honey, my goodness. And then I actually
He a
love
little
after
too thick. He's a little too thick to be.
he's thick, but he said he looked like a thick version of his daddy. Like if his daddy, had a good meal, often, then yes. But what I didn't like, and this is completely like changing the subject, but when Naveed was kind of going famous for dancing, going viral for dancing on stage and stuff, and it was just because of course people were speculating, oh, is he? Yeah, I mean, and he was 16 at the time. I had to comment on one of them like, y'all don't feel weird talking about a 16-year-old child like this? Like, what the hell is going on? But baby, that homophobia.
baby. But let's go back to that shade you just threw.
Oh.
If his daddy had a couple of meals quite often, I heard it.
Yeah, because Naveed he's compared to his dad at that age, yeah. But that's just a couple of good meals. That's it. But no, long story short, that is not no clone, baby. I done seen it from the sweat, honey. Let me know that was definitely Usher D. Raymond, honey. In fact, when I went to his concert way back in the day, I was hoping, like, because we was sitting so close that I was hoping to, get a little splash of sweat on me just so I could say, oh, I had some of the Usher sweat on my t-shirt. Oh my God. But it didn't happen like that. But anyway. Well, y'all, Clay Thompson. Let's talk about his old raggedy.
Fuck him.
Anyway.
Oh, translucent ass bitch.
Yes, girl. Unfortunately, look like somebody's maybe in the process of maybe getting to fuck him, honey. Because y'all should see what I just shared here by way of TMZ. Clay Thompson attends reggae concert at County Fair with mystery woman. Ooh, who was this mystery woman, honey? Well, this starts. Clay Thompson seemed to have a fairly fun time at the Orange County Fair Saturday night, along with a mystery lady friend. The NBA star was spotted at the reggae group Revelations concert, hanging with a woman in a box and vibing to the music. Eyewitnesses tell TMZ the two had a security guard with them at the event, ensuring themselves ample private time. On top of that, an OC sheriff's deputy kept an eye on his booth. We're told Clay was sipping from a flask through the evening, and there was absolutely no PDA between the pair. We don't know the nature of the relationship, but we've reached out to Clay's team for more info. Worth noting, the pair were both dressed to the nines, and even wearing jackets despite the midsummer heat. Clay's clearly still enjoying his offseason despite his recent split from Megan Thee Stallion, with whom he had a serious, albeit short, relationship. Clay brought Megan Thee Stallion a Bentley, and she cooked dinner for his whole family on Thanksgiving. However, in April, Megan told us through her rep they broke up because trust had been compromised. She later took to social media and seemingly accused Clay of cheating on her. Regardless of his current relationship status, it seems Clay's not sitting around pining for Megan. Mm.
I'm sorry. After all of that's being put out in the atmosphere, why would any woman, child, y'all just be so damn thirsty. I would want if he gonna cheat on Megan, bitch, you ain't gonna have a chance. Maybe you just there for the moment. I guess you okay to ride the ride for a hot second, but I don't know why y'all be signing up to run
Well, I
behind some
think
other folks.
some people are okay with being cheated on. Look what K. Michelle said on the Atlanta
Oh,
reunion
please,
last
please
night.
don't talk about that stupid bird.
But that's what she said. Like, and some people are okay with it. They believe that men cheat. So for them, cheating is not a deal breaker for them. Hell, as long as you bringing the money home to me, you can cheat all you want to. And that's unfortunately, well, I won't say unfortunate. I'm not going to yuck somebody's yum. If that's what you like, you like. So they don't care about that. You cheated on her, okay, you gonna cheat on me too. But am I getting something out of this? And that's just where we are. So. Ciao. Good luck to everybody involved.
Okay. Me personally, I guess maybe because I have not been in that situation, but it's just the embarrassment for me. I
Well, you're
couldn't do it.
usually on the other side.
Shut up, how? This is not about me. I wonder if that this girl with Clay, I wonder if that the Lexi, what's her name? Lexi Brown. Was that her name? That it was spec, but she did actually come out and say, "I don't know Clay. I ain't never talked. I don't even know why my name is in it, but we don't know who this girl is. But it does look like she's a black girl."
Look,
Y-
if it was Lexi Brown, they would have said because she's a basketball player. He just followed her, and everybody just started speculating. Oh my God, he's talking to her. You know how weird people are.
mhm. So this the
And
girl,
she
hun.
was
Look at
like,
that
"Hi."
hair texture, hun. She blackity black. I mean, I would say love to see her, but I don't trust him. So,
Maybe she's his handler. I don't know, child. I don't
not this is Olivia Pope. Ooh, it's handled.
I don't know. I hate that. I hate that for her. I mean, yeah, maybe she love it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, y'all, this next story, I could not wait to talk about this shit, honey. Oh my God. So this is actually from is that how you say her name? Is it Lajanae? But they know her as the Docket Diva. She actually just obtained exclusive court documents about Chaotic, honey. Are y'all familiar with Chaotic? Who maybe not because I know y'all don't really watch Love and Hip Hop Miami like that. But he's also a social media a content creator who's went viral a few times, but girl, now that ass was arrested for sexual battery, bitch. And you will never guess who is his attorney. Phaedra Parks from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, bitch. Girl, let's get into it. So y'all see, I just shared this my screen, and it has Lajanae. And if I'm mispronouncing it, I'm so sorry. But the docket diva, she writes, Love and hip hop star Ruben Chaotic McFadden is being held in Fulton County Jail on one count of aggravated sexual battery, and he's retained Real Housewives of Atlanta star Phaedra Parks as his attorney. Here's everything you need to know based on court documents exclusively obtained by the docket diva. And it's telling us to swipe for details. And she also has a disclaimer: an arrest is not a conviction. All individuals are presumed innocent until proven guilty in court. So let's get into it. And she broke it down beautifully. So thank you so much, Dr. Diva. So, Love and hip hop star Ruben Chaotic McFadden is being held in Fulton County Jail on one count of aggravated sexual battery. Here's everything you need to know based on court documents exclusively obtained by the Docket Diva. In July, it was reported that Chaotic was arrested on an out of state warrant. At the time, details were limited. McFadden was arrested in Miami on a fugitive warrant tied to an out of state extradition request. He was booked into Miami Dade's Turner Guilford Night Correctional Center, held without bond as the case stayed active. According to court documents, he was accused of sexual battery and was extradited to Fulton County Jail in Atlanta after 30 days in Miami Dade custody. The incident in question took place in December 2025. McFadden made his first court appearance on August 6th. The judge deferred the bond question to a superior court judge due to the nature of the charges. His case was placed on the pre indictment status calendar with his next court date set for August 28th. That same day, Real Housewives of Atlanta Phaedra Parks filed a motion for bond on her client's behalf, arguing that he is not a flight risk and that a reasonable bond should be set. And they have, papers of the bond request with Phaedra's letterhead, the Parks Group. Y'all, I was gagged. First of all, I didn't even know all this was going on with Chaotic, and I'm actually a little shocked. So, oh my God, we have a comment saying, so he's guilty. Oh, listen, because how can I say this? Because I don't want to say this without putting Phaedra like. Matter of fact, Imma let, Kathy Griffith say it, and even though some would argue that what she said was like, was certainly a microaggression, and it was, but it's like, girl, we've watched enough reality TV. Like, Kathy Griffith, I remember her saying, and I'm paraphrasing, but she was like, "Phaedra Park is the kind of lawyer to go and be like, 'Your Honor, my client be innocent,' or 'My client is innocent.'" Like, oop, we have a comment say, "Phaedra as his attorney, honey, he'll be sentenced to hell." Oh my God. And y'all know he probably paid her cash honey to retain her outside of that parking lot. That's probably what like I need a attorney. Is Phaedra here? Phaedra down in the parking lot. Go get her real quick and give her about $20. Allegedly, allegedly. But it's like I let me just say this, like, because I never want to diminish nobody's accomplishments because Phaedra is most certainly an accomplished attorney. She's been Bobby Brown's entertainment lawyer for years, right? But it's just like her track record, right? It's not. it's not one of those track records that make me if I'm an entertainer like chaotic would be like, oh, let me hook up Phaedra because she'll you can kind of see what they're saying in the chat. Like she has a history, honey. I don't know why, but hey, and I'm actually surprised she's still practicing law because I thought she was really getting into the funeral business. Like she was really happy with that, but she's like, baby, all of the above. So
She
well,
has jobs.
yes,
Okay.
job, honey, plural.
And I think, there has to be like people ain't just hiring you just because. So I think we joke about it because of like what we saw on TV with Sheree, but she warned Sheree that would happen. We laugh, but now Bobby Brown did say every time she was his attorney, he got locked up. But I mean, it's Bobby Brown, so I'll leave that there. Um, so there has to be something to her in what she does, but I mean, she just got Kelly, whatever her name is, on the show. She won her little case, I guess, for the custody of her kids, and now her kids can film and got the baby daddy husband, whatever he is, locked up. So,
Oh, for real? I didn't know that.
yeah, she did win that portion. I mean, I think he got out and filed some motions and other stuff, but at least she got her that win. So it's like, okay. I give Phaedra her tens, but I'm a Phaedra fan, so
Mm.
maybe I'm biased.
Oh, now ain't no maybe. And I to this day, I'm not here to yuck anybody's young, but I said of all the people you could be fans for of that show, but hey, that's your own journey, and we're not here to judge.
Not my journey.
I
So I
I
like Phaedra. So I'll hush before the minions get me.
no shade. It's Phaedra. She just reminds, as a young black gay, right? She reminds me of all those really nice, nasty church women that used to just throw so many microaggressions towards my way. That's what she just gives me that, and I'm not a fan. But that's that on that. Child, I was a little gagged at that. Imma definitely follow this story, honey. And chaotic, what the hell is you doing? I was actually because this is not. I mean, of course, he's a cis hetero man. I mean, so I shouldn't be surprised. But based
You
off of what we've
mean,
been seeing on the internet, I'm truly gagged at this.
Auntie? You mean when you was a young child, children of the family?
Yes, yes. Girl, and let's talk about that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna actually get that Queen. You brought that. I'm gonna go and get that. Let me first of all, let me stop sharing for y'all see in my Instagram DMs. I forgot I was sharing the screen, but let me go to that video.
Now don't forget, show us. Show the
Uh-uh.
class.
Mm-mm. Y'all stay on my DM. But how do you say so Dr. Cleo Monago, he shares why black people didn't call themselves quote unquote gay. And I was like, and this is one of those things that I didn't even realize I do it and still do it to this very day. But let's see what he has to say. Let me share my screen.
Young man that I want you to know about. You probably already know about this. When I was younger, black people didn't call themselves gay. That was we considered that white. Like I'm sure you've heard of James Baldwin. James Baldwin didn't call himself gay, but he was an out homosexual, but he didn't do gay because he thought it was racist and it was white, and he wanted no association, and it's still racist and white. But we used to say to each other, "Are you in the life? Are you one of the children? Are you in the life?" Before gay, what we used to say to each other, if we thought that somebody was like us, we say, "Are you in the life? Are you one of the children? Are you family?" Those were the phrases that we use as black people before the white gay indoctrination. And all those terms, like in the life, affirmed our lives. In the family, gave us a family connection with each other, where we did less objectification and sexualization like they do now. One of the children also implied that we're family. Those were the terms that we use as black people. Those were not white terms, but black ways of saying, are you family? So I'm saying that to you because that was before gay too.
And I feel like it just made me think of, I feel like whenever you just think of, our slang and our culture and the words we use, there's a lot of heart and spirit, as opposed to kind of white terminology, like you said, kind of the objectification and honestly sterilization, and very almost a scientific magnification, scientific language with everything that makes it um just with no soul.
So I'm gonna actually go ahead and end it there. But and I can say as a 40-year-old openly gay black man, right? Y'all probably even notice it to this day. Like when we talk about certain things, and if I suspect somebody's in the closet, I will not outright say I think that person's gay. I would say things like, "Oh, I think we play for the same team," or um, what else I say? Oh, she might be a little, or something like that. But you notice I've never said that. And yes, like if we notice that somebody, like say for instance, a newcomer in the town or something, or if we in college or stuff that I've seen, in somebody who I thought was gay, I definitely wouldn't walk up to that person and say, "Hey, are you gay?" But say, "Hey, you family, or whatever." But yes, and to the other black gays in the room, definitely feel free to chime in. But I know this is certainly true for me, and I didn't even realize it was a thing until Dr. Monago said it out loud. I'm like, oh shit. I guess it's indoctrinated in me. So yeah, I just found that to be very interesting. And thank you so much, Libra Queen, for sharing, girl. Because I was like, shit. At 40 years old, I cannot believe I am literally just realizing this about myself. And I still don't, and probably still won't, maybe because the way I was raised, my circle, but it's just something that we just didn't. And look, I am openly gay, but that's me and my journey. I will not say somebody else until they say it themselves, of course, another black person.
I want us as a community to make sure that this sustains, because I don't like when people use the term gay in general, but I do agree with him that that's a white thing, and it's very, very. He alluded to it being sexualized and very. What's the word? I can't even think of the word I'm trying to think of right now. But I do like the fact that uh, asking if someone is in the life, or if their family or one of the children, does make it more inclusive, does make it seem like a community based or a family based situation, which I think for us as black people, when we live in a world where we're generally ostracized, to be seen by someone and to be recognized without it being, out in the open. I think that is something that I'm glad that has been like I've been a way of like identifying each other, without being, on Front Street, and being able to talk around, mixed community of people. And so yeah, I just hope that I hope as an ally that y'all hold on to that, because I love that real bad.
Thank you. To be honest, I truly don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon, especially with me being as old as I am and just realizing that it was a thing. So, yeah, I truly. Now, sometimes I do have an example where it, like, I won't say backfired on me, but so it was a church group because I was raised in a church, and it was a volunteer. We were feeding the homeless at like downtown Durham one time, and one of the one of the pastor's daughters, uh, obvious a very masculine one, baby, masculine than probably like everybody in this room put together, honey. And if we all just took our masculinity together, we still wouldn't beat her. And Miss Mama's had on rainbow suspenders with the outfit that she had on with a fitted cap. So I went over there to her, right? Because we've talked as children, but we've never both, I'm of course out of the closet now. So I'm thinking she was too, especially with some damn rainbow suspenders on, right? So I go up to her, I was like, "Oh, girl, you family. Do you know that BD?" Because I don't want to say the word, but that BD really had a nerve to look at me like I was stupid and be like, "Family? Huh? Whose family? What family?" I was like, "Well, family, girl." So she goes, "Oh no," and then gonna take a picture, her fitted cap off, and it was her and a dude, both of them sitting there looking like brothers. And she goes sit there talking about, "Oh yeah, this is my boyfriend." I said, "Oh, is it, girl? Oh, okay. Well, congratulations, happy birthday." I didn't say it like that, of course. I was like, "Oh, okay." I tell y'all this to say because I want to say about 2 weeks later, I saw that bitch at the club. Girl.
She
Well, I
had it.
think
She
also
said, "Don't
there's
blow my spot."
that's it. I think that, even though we know that, I like that video that you just showed because I didn't realize that for myself. That when you talk to certain people, they never say, "Are you gay?" It's always something, funny. Um, but even with that, some people just aren't comfortable in any public setting saying or admitting that, yes, I am family. So, you did it in just because I guess you was trying to find, like, hey, girl, we grew up together. I see I'm out now. I see, you've grown into yourself. But even in that, some people just will not admit it. They just refuse to. And I'm pretty sure when you approached her in the club, it may have been a different story,
Yeah.
right?
It
If
was
you
it had
did.
to look like I did. We hugged each other. It was almost like this caught look like, oh, like girl. First of all, it's not that many clubs for us here, so you already knew. And there was another one like, if it was a Thursday night, and if somebody asked you, oh, you going to the club tonight? That was like a way for us knowing too. But we never outright asked each other like, were we gay? And you see how BB is just noticing it now. I'm gagged, honey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I never really picked up on that, right? And but all I heard was, and maybe I shouldn't say this while you're recording, but if the people gonna hate me, they gonna hate me. I don't care. Once white people get commingled in things change for the worst. And that's why we historic. I mean, you think about ballroom culture, they were now. I know we can deep dive and say, hey, some of this isn't true, but for the most part, they were seeking family. So all of that, when I hear doctors say all of that, it resonates with that culture, right? Because people were looking for family. They wanted to be seen. And you didn't get that in the South, honey. So you better had not said the word gay. People are coming around to it now. But even now, you find people that get that backhanded shade when you say that you're gay. So that makes a lot of sense. Can you send me that video? I would love to. It's on Gay Magazine's website. Is it old or new?
This is
It's
new. In fact, I'll
yeah,
put the link in the chat.
I'm gonna finish listening to that conversation.
I
yeah.
will.
And I never realized I love James Baldwin, but yeah, you never heard of him openly refer to himself as gay, and he's a pioneer for us.
Yeah. And then you realize, like somebody like me, right? Like somebody who dares to be themselves. And I was like, always Derek at an early age, but like you just don't realize how much of a defiant act that is until like you truly get old enough to realize it. But I'm like, well, shit, like damn. Well, hey,
Yeah, I've
you
heard stories of people, and I don't want to derail our tea time, but I've heard stories of people saying, "Oh, you saying you gay," and then people who were masculine or straight men would beat them up, like almost like they wanted to beat the gay out of them, and that's crazy. I'm glad I didn't grow up in any of that because I wouldn't have survived. But and I think as we talked about this, as he was talking about it, a lot of the stuff we don't know because our history is already convoluted, but I didn't have anybody I could go to that was older than I was when I came out to really talk about the history of being gay. Much of what I've learned was me being older, and I started talking to people, and then documentaries came out. What was that? The one with the lady had the dead body in the closet. What was that
Paris
documentary?
from burning, honey.
Paris is Burning. Thank you. Like, oh, I really learned about ballroom culture through that. So we don't have any well documented anything. If you don't know anybody that's older in that life, you kind of out here on your own until you find community, and then that's when you start to learn. And that's why I'm always so cautious of the way some of us prey on our younger brethrens. So when you
Listen,
start talking about the sexualized stuff, like, we should really be more mentors because we don't generally have that. Instead, you run around here trying to get other things. And it's like, girl, Let these children grow up and then let them make their choice. If they want, they want to be like Auntie Derek and get an 85-year-old man, then you figure that out.
Exactly. Wake that up. Wake it up because I have a really big problem. We were just talking about that, because like, I was asked, I think Chili was like, how can you like you are historically into older men, so how can you when somebody else is doing it, how can you be so judgmental? Because I just kind of know what that looks like. These a lot of these older men be predators and they preying on these young children. So or young people younger than them. So it's
And I think the difference in all of that is if I'm 25, 30, then I would say 30, and I'm messing with somebody older, that's a little bit different, right? But if I'm 18, 19, and you're 40, what that's only one thing that you truly see in me. And the flip side, don't pretend to know anything about straight culture, but you see it in those old perverts all the time. I don't want nobody my age. I don't want nobody my age, because you want somebody that you can manipulate and that you can say, hey, I'm disestablished in life, and you can woo them over with your money. They don't know that they getting ED dick and probably nothing much after that. But because they don't know no better. Ain't nobody taught them nothing.
Ed Dick is wow.
A child, they don't know they getting somebody who got to take a Viagra pill to get up and a Viagra pill to go to sleep, baby, because you ain't getting nothing worth nothing. So there's a distinct difference in when you date older.
Yeah, there's a conversation to be had for sure. Because I know until I was 18. Well, let me take this back because I was a little bit lucky in my journey because I had my cousin Jerry, who BB knows personally. We were pretty much growing up together, and Jerry was actually very influential in me coming out of my glass closet because he was out first, and I came out of my glass closet when I was like 16. But and that's very young for a lot of people to be so sure of who they are, especially around those times. Well, I'm saying around those times. This is the early 2000s, y'all. I'm 40.
Well, in the South, so
And
yeah.
yes. So, but and then I was able to go to my first ball because my mom does hair, so she was living in New York at the time, and I was 18, and there was a lot of gay guys that worked with her. So one of those guys actually took me to my very first ball at 18 years old. And baby, when I tell you that my mind was blown, I have never seen so much gay shit all in one place just celebrated. And we had like little areas in Durham. Don't get it twisted. Like we had like the incline where the young people can meet and get like, gay education and stuff like that. But it was not like that. I baby, my and I'm so great. Shout out to Rob Price. Rob Price took me to my first ball when I was 18, and I will never forget it. And I'm so grateful that he did. So that's the type
Auntie.
of mentorship that BB is referring to. We need that.
Yeah, that's awesome. That was good. Somebody was able to take you along. But when you said that, it took me back to when I was when I first moved down south, and I didn't see no white people, and I was like, on a particular night out, and I was like, oh my God, I ain't never seen so many black people in one location without any white people. So I felt like it just resonated, like when I was like, oh, I know what that feeling is like.
It's an amazing thing. You're like, oh, I didn't even know it could be like this. Damn.
I mean, that's the thing about our culture. It's intersectionality, because there are people like you who experience that. If all you've been around it all your life, and then it's a culture shock, right? Like, oh my gosh, I didn't know it could be like this. But the same thing for us being gay. I didn't realize that there was so much celebration around it. I thought it was more so I'm hated. Nobody likes me. If I am out and free to myself, it's a very lonely journey. And I was so happy that, much like Derek, I took the journey early on in my life to say, hey, I'm me. And if you don't like it, you can get the fuck from around me. And that allowed me to, as I continued on and I met people, I was able to celebrate myself, because I didn't realize that, hey, you can be celebrated in this space. So, I mean, that's the thing about Black culture. We are very so much, our history, it's it's cloudy, because we know that they hid stuff about what, especially in the United States, what they've done to us in this area. So just imagine, as you go deeper into our culture, like you get into the homosexuality or whatever you want to call it, and you get into I don't know your situation, Moon, but maybe you grew up in an area where there wasn't a lot of, black people. That's all that stuff we hear about it. It's not documented. And unless you know people, you don't get to see it. So when you get outside of it, it's like, oh, there is a world out here for me. So that's why I believe that's why it resonated with you.
Well, again,
Yes.
shout out.
Oh,
Oh, Cabo.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I grew up in Oregon, and so, and it wasn't. I grew up around black people. Because back in the day, we were all a community. Everybody was around. But the thing was white people was always around. It was
Yeah.
either if it wasn't, you couldn't go to your grandmama house without somebody bringing a white girlfriend. Um, or every time we had concerts or shows, there was white people there. Like I had never experienced a space where it was just all black people, period, until I moved down south. And they was like, no, they got, and I had never experienced like self segregation. Shit, white people will not leave us alone out here. They and everything out
Mm-hmm.
here, everything. We can't have a concert, nothing without them being there. So when I went out, and when I say not oh, and nobody was fighting and da da da, what my little brain was blown away at 19. Like what? Y'all segregate out here for real, for real? They don't come to y'all stuff. That's like no, they got their own night. And I said, oh my god, I'm never going back home.
Duh.
19-year
Remember,
old me was like, I ain't never going back.
yes, remember I was telling you
Girl.
about the clubs and the Thursday night club I was telling you about. So Thursday night was gay night, and in
Mhm.
Raleigh there was two. It was CC. Shout out to the CC's. It's not there anymore, but they had CC's and Legends. I mean, now of course nobody wrote down that these were segregated clubs, but there was an understanding. CC's was for the nuggles, and Legends was for the white people. So,
Mm.
and if you saw any white people in CC, it was always definitely a handful, and these were white people with black partners, basically. So,
And
or
they
they were
should have been
partners.
kicked out.
Woo! But yeah, and it's like, wow. And so until Doctor, so shout out to Dr. Cleo Monago for even I love learning about myself. I feel like I have such a strong sense of self, but I don't know everything about myself. And I definitely did not know that this was indoctrinated in me. So even to the point where I won't even say it on my own platform, like Tiana Taylor. I'd be like, y'all know we play for the same team, allegedly. But I would never outright say that girl is L or G. I won't do it. Because I guess in my mind, saying
Why
that
she
would
can't
be
be a bee?
girl, bye. Because to be a B, you gotta be in the mean, and she ain't into no mean. Well, and again, thank you so much, Libra Queen, for sharing this. I really appreciate it. This was very eye opening.
It was a good segue. Very good segue.
Well, we about to segue again, honey. Lil
I love
Durk,
y'all.
we love you more. Well, Lil Durk ass. Let's talk about him, honey. They look the feds. They like look. They keep on saying free Dirk, and it's making us uncomfortable. And you should see where it says here by way of all hip hop. It's an exclusive. Lil Durk fires back at feds over free Dirk media battle. So let's get into it. Uh, Lil Durk is fighting a gag order that could limit what he and his lawyers say publicly before his murder for hire trial. The Chicago rapper's attorneys filed their opposition, arguing that prosecutors have already pushed their version of the case through detailed indictments and Justice Department press releases. Now, the defense claims the government wants to silence Lil Durk while its own allegations continue shaping public opinion. The government should not be permitted to throw rocks and then hide its hands, his lawyers wrote in the filing obtained by All Hip Hop. As All Hip Hop previously reported, prosecutors used U.S. District Judge Michael Fitzgerald to restrict public comments about witnesses, evidence, and the strengths or weaknesses of the case. The government pointed to statements posted through Lil Durk's Instagram account, interviews granted by his attorneys, and comments made outside the courthouse. Prosecutors argued that the publicity could influence potential jurors and create a circus like environment. Lil Durk, whose legal name is Dirk Banks, insists no court intervention is needed. Mr. Banks does not believe that a gag order is necessary, his lawyers wrote. Counsel for both parties are ethical and professional. The court should deny the government's motion as unnecessary and unright. The defense also accused prosecutors of loading 4 indictments with material designed for media coverage, including photographs of masked gunmen and an allegedly tailed vehicle and an unreleased music video. According to Lil Durk's lawyers, some of that information may never reach the jury. However, they argued that its inclusion still helped create a public narrative of his guilt. The government has propounded a very public and very detailed narrative of Mr. Banks' guilt, complete with a laundry list of purported evidence against him, some of which could never reasonably be expected to be admitted at trial, the defense wrote. His attorneys also singled out 2 Justice Department press releases that describe the alleged plot in detail. In its November 2024 announcement, the Justice Department quoted then U.S. Attorney Martin Estrada calling the shooting a cold blooded murder that endangered the public. Lil Durk's team argued that it would be unfair to let prosecutors make such public statements while preventing defense attorneys from declaring their client innocent or expressing confidence in his case. It would be unfair to hamstring the defense in a way that the government has not limited itself, his lawyers wrote. The defense still offered Fitzgerald an alternative. If the judge believes some restrictions are necessary, Lil Durk wants any order narrowly limited to comments about witnesses, character attacks, and evidence already ruled inadmissible. His attorneys oppose any restriction that would stop them from discussing the strength of the defense, questioning the government's case, or asserting Lil Durk's innocence. Prosecutors accuse Lil Durk of financing a 2022 attack targeting Quando Rondo following King Von's death. Quando Rondo survived, but his cousin Savaye Lil Pab Robinson was killed. Lil Durk has pled not guilty and remains presumed innocent. Fitzgerald is scheduled to hear arguments over the proposed gag order on August 13th. And I mean, listen, they have a point. Lil Durk's defense team has a point. They can't say, okay, you as the prosecutors, y'all sit here putting this information out here about me and claiming that this murder for hire it makes me in danger to the public or what I did endangers the public. But my defense team, if y'all can do that, then my defense team can come out and say I'm innocent. I'm paying them to do so. So, yeah, and they doing it. But we will hear. I'm gonna try to follow this. It looks like they will be back in court on Wednesday. So I will certainly follow this and keep you all updated. Well, that is that on that. Girl, speaking of another long awaited case, honey. And I actually don't even I hate to have to share the New York Post because I don't want anything to do with them. But unfortunately, at the time I was show prepping, they were the only ones that were talking about it recently. And you all should see where it says here by way of the New York Post. Tupac Shakur's murder suspect to stand trial 30 years after shooting shocked music world. And let's get into it, honey. Nearly 30 years after rapper Tupac Shakur was fatally shot in Las Vegas, the only person ever charged in his killing is set to go on trial. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who's 63, is scheduled to stand trial beginning Monday on a murder charge in the 1996 drive-by shooting that killed Shakur, one of hip hop's most influential artists. Davis has pled not guilty. Prosecutors do not accuse him of firing the shot, but allege he helped plan the attack and provided the gun used in the shooting. Shakur was shot September 7, 1996, while riding in a BMW driven by Death Row Records founder Marion Suge Knight near the Las Vegas Strip. He died 6 days later at age 25. Hours before the shooting, Shakur, Knight, and others were involved in a fight at the MGM Grand with Orlando Baby Lane Anderson, Davis's nephew, and a member of the Southside Compton Crips. Prosecutors say Davis, Anderson, DeAndre Freaky Smith, and Terry Bubble Up Brown were later riding in a white Cadillac that pulled alongside Shakur's car and opened fire. Davis is the only one of the 4 still alive. Authorities long suspected Anderson was the gunman, although evidence presented in the case has also raised the possibility that Smith fired the shots. No murder weapon was recovered. According to the Associated Press, prosecutors hope to prove that Davis called the shots in and provided the gun used in the crime. Gunfire came from the Cadillac that Davis was in, and he is one of the only people there that night who was still alive. Davis has acknowledged being in the Cadillac and discussed the killing in interviews and in his 2019 memoir, Compton Street Legend. Prosecutors say those statements help establish his role in the attack. His attorneys, meanwhile, have argued that some of Davis's public statements were exaggerated and have challenged whether statements he made during a 2008 police interview could be used against him. A Nevada judge ruled that Davis's police interview, as well as portions of his memoir, will be allowed during the trial. The trial is expected to last about 4 weeks. In November, Davis' attorneys unsuccessfully sought to dismiss the charges. Think of it this way: Shakur's murder was essentially the entertainment world's JFK assassination, endlessly dissected, mythologized, monetized. So it's not hard to see why someone in Davis's position might falsely place himself at the center of it all for personal gain, his attorney said in a petition to the Nevada Supreme Court that was denied. Shakur's legendary rap career was highlighted by more than 75 million records worldwide, with hits including California Love, Changes, and Dear Mama. All right. You see what happened with running your mouth gets you?
Look,
Because you
that's
ain't have to
stupid.
do all that.
You can't need money that bad that you're gonna implicate yourself in a murder because the statute of limitations don't end, baby. The fuck?
Hmm.
That's ooh, boy, y'all do anything for money. Now you're on trial.
Mhm.
Oh,
Fight for
hell.
your freedom.
Talking about in my twilight years, well, your dumb twilight ass was doing too much.
Girl, I don't get it, but I will absolutely follow this trial and see what comes about with Mr. Keefe D. We've been talking about it this long, so might as well keep it going. Well, that's that on that. This story is so sad, y'all. So, Roger Craig, he do sports. He used to play for the 49ers, and I think they just honored him at a Hall of Fame ceremony. At that ceremony, he actually revealed that he has dementia. And you all should see where it says here by way of TMZ, 49ers legend Roger Craig reveals dementia diagnosis during Hall of Fame speech. So let's get into it. NFL legend Roger Craig used the biggest moment of his football life to reveal a heartbreaking diagnosis, announcing during his Pro Football Hall of Fame induction speech that he has vascular dementia. The 66-year-old San Francisco 49ers great made the disclosure during his taped acceptance speech Saturday, saying doctors believe his condition may be related, at least in part, to concussions he suffered over his 11-year NFL career. Craig said the changes came on slowly and were initially easy to brush off as normal aging, but his family eventually noticed them too, prompting him to seek answers from a doctor. He acknowledged football gave him opportunities beyond anything he could have imagined, while noting much more is known about brain health today than when he played. Craig said he hopes sharing his story encourages others to seek help when something doesn't feel right. His induction came after a 28-year wait for Canton. The three-time Super Bowl champ became the first NFL player. The first player in NFL history to record 1,000 rushing and 1,000 receiving yards in the same season, pulling off the feat in 1985. And despite the diagnosis, Craig says it won't define him, declaring, I am still Roger Craig. I am still a father, a husband, a teammate, a friend, and someone who loves this game." So yeah. Congratulations on your Hall of Fame induction. I hate to hear but I hope this starts that it's not, because it look, if that doctor couldn't even do it, and then if Will Smith playing that doctor in the movie couldn't even do it, how they said, like, the repeated head bashes that these guys suffer is really gonna harm them in the long run. I mean, and pretty much they were told to shut the fuck up. So, hey, but I'm glad so I was about to say, hopefully him saying this would encourage people to maybe look, but it won't, especially if it hasn't by now. So sad, it's really sad, but congratulations on the induction. And that's that on that. What we got next? Mm, Chud the Builder. Mm. His racist ass girl, unfortunately, was just bonded out. You all should see, I have just shared here by way of TMZ. Chud the Builder released from jail after 2 months behind bars. Okay. Well, Chud the Builder is tasting freedom after 2 months in a Tennessee jail, TMZ has confirmed. He posted bond and has been released. The streamer, whose real name is Dalton Etherly, was released Monday morning from the Montgomery County Jail 2 months after a judge set his bond at $1 million. A rep for the Montgomery County Circuit Criminal Court tells TMZ Chud posted $1 million bond, and he had 10 bail bond services, each cover $1,000. Excuse me, $100,000. We're told Chud put up 10% of his bond. Chud was behind bars after being charged with attempted murder in connection with a May 13th shooting outside of Montgomery County Courthouse. As TMZ reported, cops say Chud shot a man and he claims he was jumped outside the courthouse and fired in self defense. Chud also claims he accidentally shot himself in the chaos, and TMZ has photos of him being wheeled away on a stretcher. Chud is also facing a criminal case out of Davidson County. He was arrested a few days before the shooting for allegedly causing a scene inside a Nashville steakhouse, walking out on a nearly $400 tab. Prosecutors charged him with theft of services, disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest. Both cases have been sent to a grand jury for review, according to WSMV. Fuck this racist, honey. Bitch ass. And that's that
That's
on
really
that.
all that needs to be said.
Exactly. Fuck her. And listen, one of them street niggas out there, y'all got the opportunity to do the most heroic thing. Allegedly, 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 allegedly. Oh, and one thing I didn't say, based with our last story, I like to do my disclaimer. We here at Auntie Derek love and support everybody of all walks of life. So down to Suge Knight, the Compton Crips, we have nothing but love and respect for everyone involved. So that's that on that. We don't have any love or respect for this racist bitch Chud the Builder, so fuck her.
Fuck her.
Hmm. Well, somebody who else we be saying fuck her like Kim Kardashian, honey. She just can't seem to catch a break. Somebody done got arrested for trying to burglarize her mansion in LA. And you all should see where it says here by way of TMZ, Kim Kardashian's Hidden Hills mansion burglarized, suspect under arrest. So let's get into it. Kim Kardashian had some real drama over the weekend. A suspect allegedly burglarized the reality star's LA mansion and took the staffer's car for a joyride before getting arrested. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ the 27-year-old man showed up Sunday afternoon at Kim's Hidden Hills estate, which is under renovation, and forced his way inside through a door. We're told Kim and her kids are not living on the property while the home is under renovation. Our sources say the man took items from Kim's house and loaded them into a vehicle. We're told the man also got behind the wheel of a car belonging to a Kim staffer and took it for a spin around the neighborhood. Our sources say a security guard saw the car driving around and followed it back to Kim's home before calling the sheriff's office. We're told sheriff deputies surrounded Kim's home and eventually took the man into custody without further incident. Police say nobody was injured and no weapons were found on the suspect, who was arrested on suspicion of burglary. Sources close to Kim say she and her kids have been living in a rental for the past few months. Our sources say, our Kim sources also disputed parts of the police narrative, saying the suspect never gained entry to the home and Kim does not have any of her stuff there right now. Mm. So somebody lying. And how I bet you that 27-year-old suspect was white. How do I know this? We don't see not one mug shot.
Not one. Not even a mention. Didn't probably even mention his name.
And didn't. They just said he was
Mm-hmm.
a 27-year-old suspect.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he was able to bypass security to get past, because they usually ignore, the white person going there with probably with a trench coat on, allegedly. We be like, la di da di da, that's just the white person. We trust all white people, da di da di da.
Mm-hmm.
Girl.
Black person come in there butt naked and they be ready to shoot. Child. Mm. Well, I'm sorry to hear that about her home, her $1 million mansion.
I know, girl. Congratulations. Happy birthday.
Well, Candy, why don't you find a studio in Puerto Rico so we can make some beats?
Oh, honey. That is that on that, honey. Well, y'all, let's talk about Brad Pitt's drunk ass. And I'm not just saying this loosely, honey. He said that, after what, 7 years of sobriety, he figured it's not for him. He's gone back to drinking. And you all should see why I've just shared here by way of TMZ. Brad Pitt says he's drinking alcohol again after 7 years sober. I'ma just tell y'all what this is, right? Because his fucking ass just did an interview with Variety, and after all that stuff came out about what he allegedly did on that plane, now he trying to pretty much go on this campaign to fix this. Y'all gonna see what I'm talking about, honey. He wants motherfuckers to feel sorry for him. We don't feel sorry for you, boo. Oh, we have a comment saying, "Ooh, jump scare." Exactly. He started look. His outside starting to match them insides, honey. Well, Brad Pitt says his 7 year run of sobriety is over. He's drinking again, though he insists he's learned he still needs to keep a tight leash on things. The actor opened up in a wide ranging interview with Esquire saying, "I was sober for 7 years, and then I got back off the wagon," quickly adding he's drinking in a more restrained manner. Brad admitted he got overconfident a couple of times and quickly realized drinking in large quantities still isn't good for him. He says he can have a few glasses of wine, but not too many, explaining, "I have to be professional about it." As TMZ previously reported, Brad previously credited Bradley Cooper with helping him get sober after his split from Angelina Jolie. He also spent more than a year attending Alcoholics Anonymous meetings during that period. The conversation took a much darker turn as Brad reflected on a painful period involving what he would describe as family stuff. Brad said suicide generally wasn't in his makeup, but acknowledged there was one period when the pain became so oppressive, he understood how someone could view death as relief. He stressed he never planned to act on those thoughts and said his survival instincts quickly kicked in. When the interviewer asked whether the period involved his children, Brad declined to elaborate, repeating, "Family stuff. We could leave it at that." As Brad put it, "This shit ain't easy, even for a guy who says he won the lottery." And then this ends with, "If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, help is available. Call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org." Mm-hmm. Y'all see that, right? Said family stuff. Oh, but I'm not going to elaborate, but family stuff. Okay. Well, speaking of family stuff, I got another, because I,
Well,
Well,
oh, go ahead, boo.
he know, he know damn well he can't drink. Once you have a drinking problem, about he got to be professional with it. It won't be long before he succumbs to drinking and becoming a drunk. Now I know he in this.
like I'm with you. Like, girl, this PR stunt, leave us alone. And is it me? Or was he never really that attractive?
Well, okay, let me not to be fair, like when back in the day, like when Cool World came out and stuff, yeah, I was like, "Oh, that's a nice looking white guy." But as
Well,
the
I'm not
years
asking
went,
you. I mean,
whoop,
anything that had a penis to you probably was attractive. Let me ask other people with same brains. No, I'm
okay.
joking. But he didn't wet my whistle. But I mean, that picture, he looks like he's been, n- I won't say sober. He looks very something.
We have a comment in the chat saying, "Not attractive to me at this age, even after his facelift." Ooh,
Ugh,
Ugh.
honey.
I feel like his early days, early 90s, early 2000, like and again, he wouldn't be my particular type, but he was not, I mean, he was easy on the eyes. It wasn't like, oh my God, he's drop dead gorgeous. So for a lot of people, he was drop dead gorgeous for the white women, for sure.
A knockoff Robert Redford? That's crazy.
Oh,
I
I mean, I can
Robert
see
Redford.
that. I can see that because
Well, let
young
this be a
Robert Redford
PSA
was
that
fine.
pretty privilege will not always work for you. You must maintain it because, honey, that card is declined. Okay. When they say face cards don't decline, that one does. I don't even think it has a limit on it. It is closed and charged off. Okay.
And doesn't have the pretty personality to match. Crazy. Anyways, he wanted to be Robert Redford so bad, but could never. And R.I.P.
Mhm.
Robert Redford.
I remember when I remember reading about his ass dating Robin Givens. I was like, oh girl, Robin, what is you doing, girl? Mm-mm.
Well, she married Mike Tyson. You see, she loosey goosey.
But I mean, I can almost understand the Mike Tyson, but especially
Nah,
back in his
I
day.
cannot. I cannot. I don't care. There was never a time. Girl, no.
Baby, back in the early 90s, I would have been right in that coop talking with them
I
pigeons with
know
him,
you
and like,
would have. I
hey,
know
Jimmy.
you would have.
Baby, we know. Like
I'm
there
just
is no
saying.
surprise there.
He was, I mean, conventionally, he wasn't handsome. It wasn't like that. And then, you know, people who fight for a living, I don't particularly find that a safe environment. But okay.
It no comment. Because if I say something, honey, now I'll start revealing things about myself that we don't need but let's just say Auntie has dated a fighter before, and yet Moon, you're absolutely right. And we'll leave it
What?
at that.
Shocking. I think you'll be better off saying what you haven't dated.
Girl, fuck you.
Oh, we that was nasty.
So nasty and so rude. And we have a comment saying, Robert Redford looked good all his life. Not even a comparison. Ooh, y'all better read this motherfucker.
Correct, correct, correct.
And so let's talk about the family stuff. So I'm about to say US Us Weekly actually elaborated a little bit more on that, and we're gonna talk about this because when I tell you he is really on this campaign, honey, looking for sympathy, that's just not gonna happen. But you all see, I just shared here by way of Us Weekly. Brad Pitt reflects on past suicidal ideation, makes rare comment about family stuff. So, and some of this stuff is we just read in the last article, but humor me. But it just says Brad Pitt is opening up about the one little period of time where he experienced suicidal thoughts. Pitt, who's 62, reflected on learning to embrace the extreme highs and soul-crushing lows of life in a new interview with Esquire published Monday, August 10th, recounting a conversation about a friend wanting to become even more killed. She goes, I don't know. I believe in the human experience, and the human experience means I'm here to feel it all. And that freed me, he said. I heard that and I went, I'm going to stop feeling like there's something wrong with that. Pitt went on to detail his own journey through ups and downs. I was never suicidal in such a way. It just was not my makeup, he explained. In fact, if I have any afflictions, it's probably being is that a congenital optimist, which has helped many times, and it's also gotten me. I've walked foolishly head on into a Mack truck because of my optimism. Or as my forever funny friend David Fincher will say, yeah, you see the glass as half full, but it's half full of urine. The Oscar winner continued, anyway, I've never been suicidal except for that one little period. And in that one little period, I just thought I just couldn't. I just didn't see a way out. The pain was so oppressive that I wasn't going to act on this, but I could feel the cold steel of the bullet in my head, and it felt like relief. And I thought, oh, okay, now I understand. I understand suicide in the sense that it's just relief. It's just looking for relief from the pain, but I also think we have incredible survival instincts. According to Pitt, his own survival instincts immediately kicked in, but the struggle was real. Like, listen, this shit ain't easy, he said. And you're talking to a guy who won the lottery. When asked whether the oppressive pain had anything to do with kid stuff, Pitt replied, family stuff. We could leave it at that. Pitt shares 6 children with ex wife Angelina Jolie, to whom he was married from 2014 to 2019. Amid an already messy legal battle involving custody and ownership of their stake in the Chateau Maraval winery, the tension escalated when Jolie, who's 51, accused Pitt of being physically and emotionally abusive, which he denied. The pair's divorce was finalized in 2024. Since then, several of Pitt's children have publicly distanced themselves from him, opting to drop his last name. Angie has never discouraged the kids from having a relationship with Brad. Changing their names was solely their idea, not hers, a source recently told Us Weekly, while a separate insider noted that Pitt was devastated by the decision. A lawyer for Pitt, meanwhile, previously stated that the actor has owned everything he's responsible for from day one, but he's not going to own anything he didn't do. Earlier this year, a third source told us that the situation with Pitt and his children has been very difficult. Brad still does hope and keeps the door open for Brad still does hope and keeps the door open to eventual reconciliation, hopefully with all of them, but it's their decision, the source explained. He has no power and he can't force them. Y'all see that bullshit, honey? Just trying to make it seem like, oh, but I am just such a great dad, and but I'm not gonna admit anything I didn't do. Girl, go ahead, Libra Queen.
Anyways, for him, 988, because that's all who really needs to hear about this. 988, 988. Yeah, leave us out of it. Take us out the group chat. Um, family stuff, yeah, 988. 988. Thanks.
Baby, after we exactly 988 or 988lifeline.org, honey. Tell them, not us. Cause honey, this is the old playbook, like an old PR playbook. Oh, just say that you were just so down and out that you wanted to end your own life. And had you still been with them wife and kids, honey, you might have ended there as quiet as it's kept based off of what we've read. Because that's just how that type of abuse starts, honey, based off of what your ass did on that plane, allegedly. Mm-mm. We don't. I feel like the only people who are going to sympathize you, sir, is fellow white men, and which is crazy because I remember clipping. Was it about Brad or was it about Tom? I clipped a story and put it on my Instagram on one of them about one of the children. I think this might have been about Tom though, the one I clipped. And a white man, sure enough, commented, "Is why do the kids think it's okay to do this?" And I'm like, I'm trying to figure out a reason that it's not okay. Like they grown and they don't want nothing to do with your ass. So, well,
Anyway, what's for dinner?
okay, this puss. Let me stop.
Oh, honey, I didn't say I want anything spoiled. Oh. Just kidding.
Well, y'all. So our next story. Can y'all imagine being 51 years old with 18 grandchildren?
Being any age with children. Yeah.
18 grandchildren at 50 years old, please.
Yes, honey. Well, people like NBA young boys mom, she don't have to imagine it. She's
Oh,
there.
next.
But I did want to play because this is a good looking woman. And
Okay, and
you and it said, y'all see where I was just sharing here by way of all hip hop. NBA YoungBoy's mom reveals shocking amount of grandchildren she already has. So this,
is she not embarrassed?
uh, uh, I, I,
God, ooh, Jesus.
because she was doing a TikTok live with somebody,
Is she
and
not embarrassed that she has a son who's created 18 broken homes? That's crazy.
Oh,
listen,
wait, they all by him?
yeah,
Yes,
13 are by him. I think 5 are by maybe his brother or something. Because I
Oh,
know.
13.
Mhm.
exactly.
Girl,
You proud of that?
he
Yeah,
got Nick Cannon beat.
And do.
they competing.
But let me share my screen. This is just a quick clip of her being on TikTok live with someone. I just wonder, and then y'all can see how NBA YoungBoy looks just like her. It's crazy. Let me see. Hopefully it'll play.
So
How much money she made off that live? I wonder. Telling
world.
it.
How many grandchildren you have? I have 19 grandchildren. You got 19? I have 18. Really? I promise you, I have 18. I have 18 grandbabies. Actually, look at your DM. They'll tell you. Look at if you read your comments. I have 18 grandchildren. You got one more than me. Wow. You don't look old enough to have. I do. I got them. I'm gonna be 52 in October. Okay, well you're still young. Yeah, I'll be 52 in October. I'm trying to get to 60. See, if I get my 50s out the way, then I can get to my 60s. Then when I get to my 60s, then I can work on my 70s.
She don't sound too bright.
Oh my
Um,
God.
Because, Quinn, what? I got to get my 50s out of the way to get to my 60s. Well, I think that's how aging works,
but
sweetie.
hello. And none
What?
of
Then
that
I
makes
get my
no
60s out the way, I get to my 70s. Well, yeah.
I just want to know how much money she made off of that TikTok live, and Lord, I'm so glad I'm not over there. Cause what?
She probably made a few cents, right? I'm sure it wasn't much, but yeah, and
Well,
I
I
don't even
just
know how to.
kept that woman that was up there with her was probably 45.
Oh my god.
And listen, I ain't want to say too much because that's none of my business. You know, that's not my that's none of my business. That's not my community. But yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay,
in
God
the
bless everybody. Ooh,
God bless.
Lord.
And in the rest of it, she does reveal that NBA because the lady doesn't know who. Of course, she don't listen to rap. I'm sure. And she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not familiar," but she's like, "Yeah, my son is NBA young boy and this and that." So that's pretty much what she said in the rest of that skit. But let's talk about him now,
Oh wow.
NBA young boy.
We really gotta do this.
Yes, because I think y'all might like this news a little bit. He's actually not going to be making music. He's saying he's quitting music for a little bit
Ain't
because
God good? What a mighty God we serve.
but the
Hey.
reason, is because he is due to, an enlarged heart. He's saying his heart is enlarged on the left side. So, y'all should see I have to share here by way of hot new hip hop. NBA YoungBoy says he's stepping back from music due to heart health complications.
Brought
And
on
let's
by drugs or
um,
uh-huh. And if
yeah,
he not gonna do music, how he gonna take care of them 13 children?
scamming like you been
All
doing in Salt
right,
Lake City
right.
with that call center, allegedly with that call center that he had set up, honey. Well, so he was actually in an interview with Funny Marco, and that's when he revealed that I want y'all to also keep in mind NBA YoungBoy has a very heavy accent. I believe he's originally from Louisiana. So if you all need me to or leave BB to translate anything, just let us know.
Contrail, who's Contrail?
That's me. That's what you're
He
talking
bedrooled his face.
about. Man, I was broken. It happened to me at a time where it really meant the most to me, nigga. I ain't take that shit too well. I'm telling you that as a man. I really feel like I'm just here to help today. I'm just here to aid and assist. I come as a sinner, and I know tomorrow I'm gonna come again. That's just me. So I'm willing to do wrong. I follow my heart, you know. I just know as a person I'm gonna have to take that up with.
How many more albums you got in?
Music is not something that I'm focused on. The doctor told me the left side of my heart was swollen. That explains the music, though, right?
God come and take me out this side.
Yeah, so his heart is enlarged. Wow.
He was easy to understand.
Oh, okay, good. Go ahead, Libra Queen.
Now he a mentee of Kevin Gates. Because that's what he sounded like with that bullshit. Also, I just want to know if it was drug related because what? And again, how he gonna take care of them children? He over here talking in riddles. What's going on?
That's a good question, girl.
And his
I,
face bejeweled. Please,
mhm.
Jesus.
And
He
you
said he
know,
gonna keep coming and coming again. That's his problem.
ooh, ooh, and the kids really, really love him. They really love his music. Well, the music. And I learned this, my cousins and stuff like that, and they was like, I mean, they coming at me like it's the hot shit. D, listen to this, and I'm like Miss Ma'am, baby, I'm sorry, I'm just not, Mama's just not feeling this one. I'm sorry, but just but they really love it, and the Juice Worlds, and I don't get it, but it's not for me to get. I'm an old bitch now. Well, the OBs, don't they call us OB? The YNs, YBs, OBs. I hate that shit. When I tell you I hate, stop calling our young children YNs and shit. I hate it. I hate it. But that is that on
I
that,
wouldn't
honey.
call him that to their face, but you know.
Right, right. At least you ain't calling that to their face. And I don't like and they have actually embraced that. Like I said, it's definitely not for me to understand. And you know what? Back then, I hated when Thought first came out. When I tell you, and I said, if you call me a motherfucking Thought, be prepared to fight because I don't like the way it sounds. It's ugly. Don't call me. No, I don't want. But
So you
time
didn't like being called your name. But there's a comment in the chat I would love for you to read.
it says they love eating Tide Pods. Their taste is almost as bad as yours. Oh, wow. Not you comparing me to a bunch of kids who eat Tide Pods. Good God. Well, that is that on that, honey. This next story is really I won't say it's a nothing burger, but remember we just talked about Martha Stewart and how she said she don't want nothing old in her bedroom, honey. She was like, young and tender. And now she's getting the hair to match. You all should see I have just shared here by way of TMZ. Martha Stewart dyes her hair pink with the help of celebrity stylist Chris Appleton. Mm-mm. So that's just pretty much the story, and this looks good on her. Oh, we have a comment saying, "Okay, Martha Hugert, Huger." I'm screaming. She do look a little bit like Karen. But baby, look, that's money well spent, honey. That hair looks good, honey. She
She
looks
said the caption said went from Chardonnay to rose. I guess, child.
good.
I don't know. She sacrificed somebody's little baby because when I tell you she is not aging like the typical white woman, I
The
don't know
the
what's going
surgeon,
on.
the surgeon girl, the surgeon.
Yeah,
Surgeon, sacrifice a baby lamb. I don't know. It's something.
they just took what
And I
she
look at
had and
her.
just pulled it and stretched it till it couldn't be pulled no more, honey. You know how I can tell because of their neck. They couldn't do that to the neck, but they did it with the face.
They can pull your neck a little bit too. They
Well, they
get
should
rid
have
of
pulled
those
her.
little or that makeup. They should have put some makeup on it.
No, but she look. This is good hair. This is a good.
That's good. I'm glad she's feeling feisty. Go on ahead, Martha. I love Martha. Look, she can do whatever she
Yep. Oh, we have a comment in the chat saying foreskin neck. You should be ashamed. Now I ain't say all that now.
wants. Look, she said I cook food garden, and I ain't have to say the N word like the other little the hag.
Yep. Well, that's that on that, honey. Shout out, what young man you trying to go? Stay away from my brother, because my brother historically likes older women. So, stay away from my brother Martha. Well,
You
that's
don't
that.
want him to security bag for the family? That's crazy, Auntie.
Not Martha's bag. Mm-mm.
Okay, now that's a
Anybody
hater
else?
move right there.
A
Ooh.
big hater when you round here with geriatric people.
This is not about me. Well, that is that on that, honey. I have three more. No, I don't. I got four more stories left. This next one, we won't talk about it too much because this is what the story is. But Aubrey Plaza, she just gave birth to her first baby. Remember how we learned that her former husband passed away, and she found a new love and now a new baby. But you know who Aubrey Plaza is. Don't do that to her.
Also, yeah, because I'm confused. I don't know who this is either. But God bless the people.
This is one. Did y'all ever watch Daria on MTV when it was out back in the day?
Yeah,
This when they kept talking about a live action Daria for years, and they kept saying that Aubrey Plaza was the one they wanted to play her.
absolutely not.
Yeah, I think she would have did well.
No, I don't even know who this is, but no, whoever this is on the
Yeah,
screen, hell
well,
no.
she has the personality and the dark hair. She gave off that dry
Aubrey
Daria.
would have made a perfect Daria. I'm telling y'all.
Yeah, she would have.
Let her be a mother, okay?
Ooh,
Anyway,
Well, I mean, that's past now. I mean, shit. Ain't nobody even watching Daria now or nothing. But she had that dry, sarcastic, deadpan humor and it would have fit. It would have worked. But and this
yep,
is looks like baby body. She was much smaller before. She kind of
Was
fit the
she on
profile.
Parks and Rec?
she was.
Okay, yes, I know she is. And honestly, Quinn, she would have been a good Daria.
and now can we see a before picture and a younger picture? I mean,
Ain't much change.
oh wow, well then I stand by
No,
her.
it's
Whatever.
just she's fuller in the face because she was pregnant and I mean, she just had a baby. But
Anyways,
she's normally thinner than that. So
They actually did a spoof some years back with her being Daria, but it never became an official thing. This is her as Daria. Honey, and look, ain't it a shame? One of the reasons that I really like Daria was because of her sister, who? Quinn. But
uh,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm not saying it.
Well, there
Oh,
ain't too many white women that would be able to play that fictional character and actually pull it off. Sorry.
and we have a question in the comment asking, "Is she a beard?" And listen, I ain't gonna lie. See that man who do look a little. See, you see, I'm not doing it right. That man do look a little zesty, but but yeah. Well, that is that on that. Congratulations, happy birthday. Now I have three more stories left for real. Now this one is about that white content creator. I actually haven't been following this story because I really don't really want to get too deep into a story about a white woman killing a black man and she was a famous content creator or whatever, but it looks like she just pled guilty to it in court. And
The
you all
Miami
know,
one.
I guess I don't know her. Her name Courtney
Oh, okay.
Clooney.
Oh no, this is not the same one. This is another different one. Clearly, yeah,
No.
but you know, there's been so many.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole, but I'm sure people are going to be. And this news just broke not too long ago, so let's go ahead and get to
I
it.
mean, it's a miracle she got arrested and charged. My God.
Hmm. Well, it says from TMZ, Courtney Clooney pleads guilty to manslaughter. Release set for less than 2 years. And this starts. Courtney Clooney made a wise plea deal Monday because she could be a free woman in less than 2 years. Courtney, who was facing second-degree murder, pled guilty to manslaughter in the 2022 death of her boyfriend, Christian Ombuselli. Courtney and prosecutors agreed to a sentence of 6 years in prison, but she gets credit for time served, and she's been behind bars 4 years to the day. With credits, she could get out in a little over a year and a half. Mind you, she was looking down the barrel of life in prison, so this is about as good. This is about as good as a deal as she could get. Even if there was a hung jury, she'd be locked in a prison cell awaiting retrial, and that could take at least a year. When she's released, Courtney will have to undergo mental health and substance abuse treatment. Courtney will be moved from the Turner Guilford Night Correctional Center to a state prison facility in Florida. TMZ broke the story. Courtney and prosecutors reached a plea deal last month, though the details of the deal weren't revealed until Monday. After TMZ broke the news of the plea deal, Christian's family attorney, Larry Hanfield, said the sentence would finally give his client some much needed closure. As you know, Clooney was arrested back in August 2022 in Hawaii after she stabbed Christian to death in their Miami apartment in April of that year. Clooney insisted she killed Oboselli in self defense, telling detectives she grabbed a knife but told him she wouldn't use it as long as he didn't come any closer. Body cam footage captured the aftermath of the incident, including a clip shot through her window, which showed Courtney covered in blood while seated on the ground and handcuffed as her dog wandered around her. Another video captured a panicked Courtney repeatedly asking cops if she killed Christian. TMZ broke down the killing in their documentary, TMZ Investigates Killer OnlyFans Model, Deadly Love Stories, and that's now available on YouTube. I won't be watching. So, yes, to answer your question, Libra Queen, I think this is the Miami one.
Yeah, I was about to say yeah, it is, but so sorry. Let her do her time well. Anyways, next story. Mm, yeah.
Oh, did anybody try the chicken? I thought the chicken was good.
Shout out to Goldie. You know that's a North Carolina queen right there, honey. Shout out to Goldie. But and somebody can y'all refresh me? Is this was he the one that had like a really, really nasty
He was
history of
anti-black. He was
yeah.
anti-black as fuck. Yeah,
No,
Okay.
the
all of them that
Nigerian,
have been killed have been anti-black.
the Nigerian who was only a white girl could love for real. Head
Hmm.
ass. Yeah, yeah. He only want white women. Yeah, yeah. He
All
got
of the ones that have been killed have literally been the ones that have been like very anti-black.
Popeyes has a special. You can buy one, get one free for a piece.
I need that. Listen, I need that. With a biscuit. It come with a biscuit.
See, I mean,
Oh
shout out to
Two
shit.
Popeyes.
biscuits.
However, but as a North Carolinian, I'm a Bojangles kind of bitch, honey.
Well, that explains
A
Shut up,
lot.
PB.
another piece of the puzzle.
Not too much on the bone, honey. Not too much.
I'm not gonna lie. Um, Hammy brought some home a while ago, and I haven't had it in a long time. And child, I almost ate the box.
Oh, baby, that chicken be good. Now, if you don't like spicy stuff, then it might not be for you. But because you know that chicken always has a little kick. But baby, them fries, the chicken, the supremes. Oh, girl, please.
Well, let's not go too far, baby. Go ahead and
Well,
go ahead and
which
put your foot on
one?
the brake.
What'd you say, Mom?
What chicken places? What chicken place is this?
A
Bojangles.
chicken place named
Oh,
Bojangles.
oh, okay.
Bojangles.
Yes. Look, that ain't as bad as honey. We got a seafood restaurant that's very good, baby, called Mayflower in North Carolina. Yes, we have a restaurant called Mayflower that serves some good ass seafood, girl. And
Well, you're a product of Dodge's chicken, so there's that.
well, I personally have never had that.
Hold on, not too much. 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 If you've been on the road, if you've been on the road, you hear me? Not too much.
I mean, it's not bad chicken, but it's definitely one of those establishments on it.
Hello, but not too much on Dodgers.
No, no hating. I mean, I'm a product of a place called Chickadilly.
Oh Lord.
You have to be on
Chicken
the
dinner.
back roads of Louisiana. Like, make sure you get it during the sun up hours. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
hmm
Oh, I'm sorry. It was called Chickadilly and not the famous Piccadilly. These are two like different places.
Honey, I would never say anything about Piccadilly. Ugh, honey,
Yes,
put your
you
shoes
do.
on. Put your shoes on, honey. Let's go find you a home.
Ooh, bitch.
Well,
Oh, not too much on Piccadilly. Y'all not gonna do that.
listen. I used to eat Piccadilly, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed when my hometown Piccadilly was Morrison's before. Yeah, Morrison's over Piccadilly, but I'm not hating. I understand. I ate it as a child with my
I believe
elders.
they season their food by throwing it on the floor first. But
Oh my.
that's just my opinion.
Oh, and what? So we have a chat that says something we said sounds like an ABBA song. I wonder what we said. Was it Chickadilly or that sounds like an ABBA song? My favorite ABBA song is probably "Take a Chance." Take a chance on me. Take a chance. Take a chance.
You
Yeah,
know what?
yeah,
I just
Chickadilly.
realized what you were saying. You mean ABBA? ABBA
Uh,
song?
oh, they pronounce ABBA. I've been calling them ABBA for years, girl.
Well, you didn't even. I was like, did you say ABBA? Well, yeah, ABBA, ABBA, but it didn't even. I was like, who is he talking about?
Correct, Hammy Durham.
Look, girl, okay, my bad,
And
girl.
it's not too many times that I don't like. I don't understand, but I had to stop and look. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, he did say
Well,
cadaver earlier. It's a cadaver. If y'all have
look.
not heard Derek's accent challenge,
Then you don't need to hear it. That it was
you
so
need to hear
long.
water, puppet, pepper.
Yes, honey. And Abba, sweetie, I'm so sorry. All these years I have been calling you, and especially when I there was a group that came out, the 18s, and they remade
Yes.
Dancing Queen.
Shout out to Disney. Yes.
Yes,
Dancing
and I
Queen.
keep telling when I tell people, oh, you didn't hear about like 18s, they remade that ABBA song, and nobody ever corrected me. Wow, until now. Thank you, Moon. You're the only one who loved me enough.
It threw me off for a second. I do love you, but yeah, I was like, wait, what? Who? And
Well,
then
when
it
I
clicked.
said cadaver moon, he told me I said what I said. Auntie Leach jumped right out, so I didn't think it was appropriate to correct anymore.
Uh,
Look, do you see this bitch put in the chat quesadilla? Oh my God. And that was another thing that I've been saying wrong for years. And until that day on Twitter, I didn't realize I have been saying quesadilla incorrect for years. Everybody been letting me go through life calling that shit a quesadilla. And
Baby,
nobody
he uploaded that acid challenge. Quesadilla. Oh, Like you could tell him he wasn't right on it. And people started talking about quesadilla. No, it's quesadilla.
It's
No,
quesadilla,
baby.
honey. It got 2 L's up in that motherfucker. Quesadilla. Well, that is that on there. Well, speaking of, honey, somebody who needs to be in a quesadilla or something, honey, get his ass out of here. Inez Cancer Freedom, the first motherfucker who tried to do that bullshit with the WNBA. Well, you all should see I've just shared here by way of TMZ. Inez Cancer Freedom officially declares for a 2027 WNBA draft, wasting everybody's time. Just tall and fucking goofy. Well, Inez Cancer Freedom has officially submitted paperwork in hopes of entering the 2027 WNBA draft, claiming it's totally in bounds with the league's current rules. The 34-year-old former NBA big man revealed the signed letter on Monday, which states, "Please accept this formal document as my official written notification to the Women's National Basketball Association of my voluntary decision to enter the player pool for the 2027 WNBA draft. Consistent with the current league collective bargaining agreement, I am submitting this notice to exercise my draft rights and to affirm that I am at least 22 years old and that I have no remaining intercollegiate eligibility as required by Article 8, Section 1B. EKF, who wrote and invest in women, pay women, hire women, who roar and invest in women, pay women, hire women shirt for the occasion, also asked the league to confirm it received the letter. The third pick in the 2011 NBA draft first made headlines with an announcement on Friday saying, "If simply declaring who you are is all that's required, then I meet every single requirement necessary to compete in the WNBA." EKF insisted it was not to be taken as a joke, but rather a request for the current rules to be applied equally to everyone, the rules that represent the very values many WNBA players and coaches have publicly advocated for. Fellow former NBA player Royce White joined the apparent movement too, expressing similar interest in entering the draft. It all comes amid a huge debate within the league, most recently sparked by Indiana Fever player Sophie Cunningham, who said women should not have to face biological men in sports, calling it quote unquote common sense. WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert has since vowed to preserve the integrity of the game and ensure fair competition without directly saying what the league will do about its current rules. Girl, just tall and goofy. Tall and goofy. Tall and goofy, especially when like I just feel like if he was really concerned about women and the integrity of the sport, there were so many other places that he could start. First off, equal pay, them not flying coach to games while they asses be in first class and have this and that. And I just hate when what did Bianca, she said it Saturday when we was here. She said diluting a movement with this bullshit. Like you truly don't care about women at all. And because if you did, you would have started elsewhere and not here. But that's that on that. Fuck him. And the last story I have for us today on this notepad. So In and Out. So if y'all over on the West Coast, In and Out, come get y'all Jews. This is a story about y'all, honey. They being sued for religious discrimination. How about it, honey? I told these Christians is fucking weird. I'm sorry. A lot of Christians are fucking weird. That was actually made clear to me last night when I somehow, I don't know how I was able to watch two whole hours, and I think it was like 20 something minutes of that damn with Jasmine against that one jazz witch against those 20 Christians. Girl, 2 hours that I will never get my life back. But I watched and yeah. Oh, we have a comment saying about time. Well, I don't know about in this case though, because this is kind of like, girl, but you should see where it says here by way of TMZ, In and Out sue for religious discrimination and wrongful termination. So let's get into it. In and Out is being grilled with a religious discrimination lawsuit. A former cook says the company treated her differently and ultimately fired her after she asked for a different work schedule due to her Christian beliefs. According to the suit obtained by TMZ, Ariana Rodriguez says she had been working as a cook for the burger chain's Long Beach, California location for nearly 5 years without issues with the schedule that allowed her to attend church on Sundays. She claims that this wasn't an issue until a new manager started in October. She alleges her Sunday availability then became a recurring source of workplace conflict, and she got her first ever write up during this time. In December, she claimed she went to upper level management claiming she had concerns about her availability, church attendance, and unfair treatment, but said her concerns were dismissed. Then on June 24th, Ariana claims an incident occurred involving food that she thought was waste under the workplace practice she had observed, but says In N Out reported her to HR, suspended her, and began investigating the incident. It's unclear what the incident was, but the cook claims other employees have done something similar and weren't suspended or fired, only received warnings. According to the lawsuit, she went to HR to complain about the unequal treatment, but says she was then fired on July 3rd for an alleged policy violation. She's now suing for religious discrimination, wrongful termination, and more. She's asking for unspecified damages, unpaid wages, and to get her job back. Mm.
Now, girl, why would you want the job back? But
Stupid.
now, I do agree with you that Christians are crazy. Absolutely. But in this case, there was clearly some new management took over. She has been on the schedule for 5 years. Like, you should consider that, okay, she's had this before. And then you have a conversation with, hey, we can't move forward in this direction, blah, blah, blase, 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 because you are going to end up in an HR nightmare. And I'm pretty sure EEOC will pick this up and In and Out will pay. Good luck, though. But fuck her.
Honestly. Girl, you should you better go apply at Chick-fil-A. You always have Sundays off over there. Like I really feel I don't feel sorry for her at all. Like ma'am, your church does not come before the needs of the business. You and then how I've read this story was that she was scheduled, but she just decided not to show up anyway. And it's like, oh, okay, so now you playing around, and they fired your ass. And then it was another incident where she said, "This leads me because we've had this conversation before. Like back when I was working at Target, the deli would throw away all that, like lots and lots of food at the end of the night, just throw it away, where they could be donating that shit to like soup kitchens and stuff like that. But I think this is probably what happened with her. She probably took some food, maybe tried to feed the homeless or take it to her church members or whatever, whatever, and saw other employees, but then try to throw them under the bus. Well, they didn't get no write ups or nothing for them. Why am I getting written up? Because, girl, you kept not showing up for work and in church until on a Sunday when you were scheduled. So yeah, I get it, new manager, but it's like okay, like there are other places that would accommodate you, and In and Out was not one of them. So, and then to talking about she want to get her job back. Girl, go on.
Girl, that's a dumb. Like, I would not want that job back, but I guess she's really In and Out.
Ooh. We have a comment. That's the sad thing about the America's litigious society, all the wasted food. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and especially like those non-perishable, like when it comes to the chicken fingers and stuff like that, something that is not known. Cooked chicken fingers aren't going to get anybody sick. That I don't think. So I feel like
Well,
those.
I get what you're saying, Auntie, but America will sue you because, child, they fingernail hurt. So
Yeah.
I think what happens, and I never try to take up for corporations because America, but let's say they start donating to the homeless. You best believe somebody's gonna try to find a way. Well, you gave me this sandwich, or you gave me this, and now I'm sick. And so, unfortunately, when you think about like what Happy just said, this is what people do. So I can't be a good Samaritan because it may turn around and bite me in the ass. Our society sucks.
Yeah. Our society sucks for sure. It's with me having my aversion to Christofascism, this is nothing but to me another attempt to make Christians seem as if they are persecuted for their Christian beliefs. Like that stupid B word of the former Miss America. You Speaking of y'all, matter of fact, after this story, honey, I'll show y'all what I got in a screenshot, honey. When I tell you it is fuck that bitch. Honey, you see, it has to be terrible for me to even because I don't like calling women bitches. But that bitch, fuck her. But yeah, I just don't like this whole thing with Christians seeming like they're so. Nicki Minaj tried to do that argument at the UN. Oh, Christians are being persecuted in Nigeria, baby. No, they not. Matter of fact, Christianity is winning over there. Ask me how I know. So, but girl, let
I
me go.
mean, but it's Nicki Minaj.
Yeah,
We're gonna
I
move
lied.
on from that.
I lied. I said I had that was my last story, but no, this gonna be our last story about this screenshot I got. I'm not gonna tell y'all who sent me the screenshot, to protect that person's privacy.
Well,
Uh
can
But
oh.
I talk first? Can I talk
oh yeah,
first?
absolutely.
Anyway, they have accommodated this girl for 6 years. You work at a business that's open on Sundays. You cannot reasonably expect to be off every Sunday. That is not fair to the other people that work there. I'm sorry. This is not discrimination of any type. Sometimes you're going to have to work on a Sunday. They have accommodated you for this long. I think they've overdone it. They've overcompensated you. You should be
Over.
happy about it. If you don't like it, the job.
Oh, we have a conversation. You better listen to that sermon on the iPod. Oh, hello, hello. Like that
She
was
going to hell anyway, child.
whoop. Like and I remember, honey, when I first started at Verizon, baby, this was during Scandal Thursdays, honey. And I begged, and I was on my knees, honey, like, please, y'all, can I please have Thursdays off? I don't care about like it. I would literally work on a Sunday, honey, if y'all would just let me have Thursdays. We won't. Our office wasn't open on a Sunday, so that was a no go. But no, they gave a bitch Wednesday off, so I couldn't participate in Scandal Thursdays. Oh, that was a but
You
it
beg to
happened.
be off on Thursday to watch Olivia Pope hold for a white man. I'm
Yes,
glad they didn't let you off. Good,
Oh my
good,
gosh.
shut up,
good.
CC.
Jesus. You know
And you know
what?
they
And I
hated me
wanted
on
to
Twitter for that because I called the whole Olivia nope.
oh
No,
Lord.
they hated you and Hammy. Hammy used to stand for Melly. Oh, girl, of all the people you can stand for,
Melly?
yes, this bitch used to stand for Melly, calling her
She was
Melly.
better than
No.
Olivia.
Whoop.
No. 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 Oh, child,
Fuck her
please.
and shits.
Fuck both of them, really. But hold on. Like you said, Chick-fil-A right there. They don't have no Wednesdays or no Sundays. You could go work over there since you want to work in fast food so bad. You
It was
guarantee
pictured.
Sunday off.
This picture's taking me out with the hand
Oh
with the
Lord.
rosary in front of the end. Come on, come on.
So we have a question asked. This is a good one. It says, "Do the weekend hours at fast food get more? Do weekend hours get more hourly pay?" It didn't for me, but I didn't work at a fast food restaurant.
No.
Yeah, that's
It
it. That
just depends on
No.
what you are. Like my company has what you call shift differential. So if you work anything that's
Right.
considered
Yeah,
evening
that's
hours, you
corporate.
get. I mean, they corporate too, baby.
Well, I
No.
know. I didn't
Well,
Fast
some of
food,
them
not
are
no.
fast food.
franchise. Some of
The
them are
only
Well,
time
but
franchise.
fast
That's true.
food don't
the
do
only
shift
time
differential.
the only time that the only time you would get or potentially get a difference in pay or whatever is for like holidays or something like that. But or if you are
Correct.
somewhere where it's 24 hours and you're
You
working
might get a little
overnight.
more.
Yeah, but other than that,
Yeah, you
no.
might get a little more
dang,
because
give
it's
me
open a
shift.
Wait,
long
Derek,
time.
Verizon didn't have that for y'all because
Well,
we
shift dip,
had
yeah, but
that.
we talking about fast food restaurants, and as far as I know, no, they don't give them any difference in pay for working like nights and weekends. Maybe like
Like the
overnight.
evening.
I mean, I think they tried to when when COVID came and they were considered essential, but that quickly died out.
You don't think the evening shift workers get more than a day shift, a couple of
Hell
dollars
no,
more?
No,
especially not
no.
me. When I was at because and keep in mind I didn't work at Chick-fil-A since 2005 was my last year working there. But no, baby, I was paid six
Well,
dollars an hour. Back
yeah.
then.
It's some, you're
Period.
never. It's not a permanent thing. Like you could go to opening. You could go. They've been. You're. Yeah. No, there wasn't no shift differential. I guess maybe in a 24-hour place, maybe they have that for overnight people. But
Yeah,
like
it's
eight
for
working
yeah,
to
it's for
close, no.
Well, and to y'all's point, it's fast food, and most of them are franchise, so they don't have to have those corporate. rules and settings like that. So I venture to say the answer is no, that they do not get any difference in pay. Especially people
They,
who have worked
I would
there.
think you should,
I think they should if you're working those hours.
If you're working on weekends, please.
and
But
no, I'm saying the difference in like the day shift versus the evening shift.
Well, an overnight shift. There, I've been to places where overnights will get paid higher because it's affecting your sleep, right? Like you're generally not nocturnal,
I got that part.
but evening shifts, no. You happen to close at 12. So sorry for you. You'll be all right because you didn't come in until 6 or maybe at the earliest
Yeah, I
4.
don't,
Like
I don't think that's fair. I think the evening shift should get a few more dollars, and then the night shift, of course, would make the most. But you
Well,
know,
and the thing is, with that type of job, you're not permanently night shift necessarily. And maybe they offered
doesn't
it.
matter if you work the night shift, then you get the night shift pay. It's per shift. Seem like it wouldn't be because you work it. Sometimes you get the hourly pay of the night shift on the shifts that you work at night.
yeah, but we're talking
I
about
would go
fair
pay.
compensation and fair wages in
Right.
America. So,
Right. I'm
but
like, well, I mean, the
I
way
agree
they
with you,
set it
Chili. I
up.
think it should be standard that if people are working these
Yeah, it
premium
should be
hours, they should get compensated fairly for it. But
a little more. I,
we
I'm
all
I,
know, child.
Mm.
And
I'm
Happy,
trying for y'all.
yep, and Happy just looked it up. She's recently says so. No, In and Out Burger does not pay higher hourly wages for weekend or night shifts. Employees receive their standard base hourly pay regardless of whether they work during the week or on weekends. I kind of feel because that's how it was for me at Chick-fil-A. And then
Well,
we
yeah, I
was
believe it.
we definitely like couldn't opt out of working on weekends because that was like, especially like me. I was in high school at the time, and then because they know we weren't in school on that day, so
right,
they
those
made
are the
sure.
major hours you have to work.
But
Hmm.
then Chick-fil-A don't stay open that late neither.
No,
Or did I don't know if what they were doing when you worked there, but they're
I
not
think
open.
some close at 11.
yeah,
Some
mine
of them,
closed
Or
at
10,
10.
10 or 11. Yeah.
not
Hmm.
all of them.
So, oh, and I lied again, y'all. So I actually have two more stories.
Okay.
Well,
Does
Because
one of the stories have to do with a rapper that died in the 90s?
no,
Okay. Okay.
no. Well, this one, so remember I mentioned that I got a screenshot from someone who, like I said, I'm gonna keep that person anonymous for reasons. But they saw the clip about the girl that I put on Saturday about that former Miss North Carolina USA 2026. When let me show you the screenshot of all screenshots, honey. I put it on my Facebook. Y'all may have to scroll like zoom in. But honey, let's read this. So back when her Facebook profile said Brittany Espino Sosa. And I guess this was in response to her somebody must have said something about the Black Lives Matter movement. Let me show y'all what this bitch said. People of color are not oppressed in this country. Everyone can read and write, have rights, and do whatever they want. Oh, honey, trust me, I don't support the movement because if Black lives really did matter, they would talk about all Black lives, even the killings in their own communities, Black on Black crimes. Don't give me that song. So you're saying that police officers' lives don't matter? Sick. I'm a person of color and I feel protected by the police. Hopefully, one day you understand that no one in this country is oppressed. And then some bitch named Alexander Flores gonna reply to her, someone, they hate to hear it, girl. They will never understand. Exactly, because we're too smart to understand nonsense, you stupid bitch.
Ooh, plastic dog whistle. That's the biggest dog whistle. Oh my God.
yes, it is. If I say what I wanted to say, I'd be canceled. So I'm a hush.
Hello on a recorded line because I got choice words to say as well. Amen. Amen.
Oh,
We
stupid
just
dumb
gonna leave
bitch.
it at fuck.
That's
Exactly.
fuck her. What Nene said on Watch What Happens Live. Fuck
Fuck
her.
him. Mhm. Exactly. Fuck her with a sick dick. And then she gonna sit there to try to sit there and say, "Oh, well, I remember the story we talked about, I was canceled because of my Christian beliefs or some shit." So, I mean, you essentially just admitted that the Christian movement is essentially anti-black. Like, uh, girl,
Well, it is.
But
yep.
in other news, In and Out cooks are being paid $25 to $25.50 an hour. Amen.
Oh, wow. Ooh,
In
child.
California?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
happened to the chat.
So they still ain't getting paid nothing.
Oh my
In
God.
comparison, yeah, barely.
They being paid better than the $6 and I think the last year I was working there, it went up to 650. But and I guess this was to be fair, this was before the minimum wage was officially changed to 7.25. So
Well, also you in North Carolina, and you can get you a mansion with that money.
oh, I
I'm
wish I
joking.
well, not on my yeah, back in the day, absolutely, but not no more child. Oof.
Listen, I miss those days in Louisiana. My first apartment was huge, and it was $425 a month.
Ooh, child.
I don't know what if I had to pay that much a month now. Ain't no telling where I'd be living. Probably up under a bridge.
I remember when me and my bestie, we were looking for apartments, honey. We found us a 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom, very spacious, had a whole living room, patio, bitch, 520 a month. Ah, I, and back then that was kind of expensive. So
Right now, go look at that same apartment today, and I bet you it's 3 to 4 times the rent.
Yeah, at least
mhm.
4 times.
At least minimum.
2 bedroom. Oh, go. It's gonna be 4 times.
Girl. Well, now this is the last story I saw because I saw this shit break on TMZ. I was like, oh, we need to talk about this, honey. Moon, this for you. You know, you my politics girl. Honey, let's talk about y'all. Does the name Tyler Bobert sound familiar to any of you? If not,
Mm-hmm.
he's the son of Laura
Oh, now.
Bobert.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was just arrested for child sexual exploitation charges. Girl, let's get into this TMZ article, honey.
That's the irony of that. And she was on the team or when they was trying to get those Epstein files released. Woo, Jesus.
Well, we have a comment saying, color me shocked. Okay. Well, Rep. Lauren Bubber's adult son is back in legal trouble. He's been arrested on multiple felony charges tied to the alleged sexual exploitation of a child. 21-year-old Tyler Bobert was arrested Sunday in Colorado with court records listing the alleged offense date as January 1st, 2024, according to multiple reports. Tyler faces three sexual exploitation charges, including allegations involving inducement or enticement, possession with intent, and video, along with 2 counts of contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Rep. Bober tells TMZ, I love my son. We take these allegations very seriously and pray for everyone affected during this challenging time. He is said to have posted a $10,000 bond and was released the same day. His next court appearance is scheduled for August 19. As TMZ reported in February, Tyler was cited for misdemeanor child abuse without injury after his 2-year-old son wandered out of Rep. Bobert's Colorado home while Tyler was watching him. It was the second time in less than a year he faced a similar charge. Rep. Bober said at the time there was no excuse for the incident and that she was very frustrated. Tyler became a father in June 2023, and in 2024, he was charged with 22 counts tied to vehicle break ins and property theft, including multiple felonies. He later entered a guilty plea to attempted identity theft as part of the plea deal, with other charges dropped and was put on probation. Nasty fucker. Look, we have a comment saying lock her up too. Yes, let's. Hmm.
Yeah, lock her up for that dye job.
Well, that is that on that, honey. Nasty ass. Go
Like
ahead,
that's
Libra.
disgusting.
Go ahead, Libra Queen. Oh, now, were you going to add to this, or did you want to talk about the
I was
other?
I wasn't adding to this.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said you weren't adding to this.
No, I don't know these people.
Okay. Well, that was actually all the tea that I had. So, like I said, I like to ask my girls, do they have any tea? And we're gonna go straight to Libra Queen because I want to know who the hell just died.
Ain't nobody just died, but Phil Lewis just reported that the Tupac for the trial for Tupac's murder just started apparently, which I was not aware of. So that's new news on the curb.
Oh, yeah, that was, what store? Because we did that earlier in the show today.
Yeah, starting
Yeah.
today.
Uh-huh. Yep, that was, so slide number 11, that's when we were, talking
Where
about
was
it.
I, where was I at? Lord Jesus.
Probably
Yeah,
working, it's
where
okay.
were you?
But yes, honey, his ass and now, he child, don't even get me started on Keep It D, honey. Attention see you see what attention seeking does. So,
Mhm.
well, thank you for that, Libra Queen. And did anybody else have any tea that I might have missed?
No, I don't.
None that we want to talk about on recorded line.
Okay, I know that's right. Well, y'all, thank you for taking time out of your busy day to come and sip tea with me. We will be back tomorrow starting at 12:30 p.m. for another live show if you can make it. Don't forget to subscribe to a bitch. Head over to auntiederik.com, hit that big green subscribe button at the top left, and join my free mailing list and get your daily hugs in your inbox. And until tomorrow, I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your day.
What was today?
What was today? Shit.
It's
Oh,
Monday.
lazy day.
Oh, lazy day.
what
I'm
day?
like, it's Monday.
National
Today
Lazy Day.
National Lazy Day. Oh, I can do that one real good.
Okay.
Okay.
And bye, everybody.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.